Well, this is exciting. We have something new to take a look at here on the Swatch 150 channel. I have bought myself a new Rolex. Now, you might have seen on the Shmee 150 channel and also in the Shmuseum videos that I've pretty much been wearing this every single day since I bought it about 2 weeks ago. But today I'd like to unbox the new watch with you to go through all of the questions, take a full look at it, the who's, the what's, the whys, and everything about the new Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41mm with a bright blue dial. And if you know anything about me, in fact, the walls here at the Shmuseum, I like blue things, blue cars, and apparently blue watches as well. My Daytona is actually off for service at the moment. It will be back again very soon. But this is a Rolex that's quite different. While, of course, I have a theme and a style that I like, a metal strap, a small watch overall, this is quite different to my white-faced Daytona, being the blue-faced Oyster Perpetual. Now, an Oyster Perpetual is technically the entry-level Rolex sports watch, you could say, but even an Oyster Perpetual is in very high demand and very hard to get a hold of, so I feel very lucky to have been able to purchase this watch. Hence, a lot of excitement on my face. A very different watch to the Daytona, that classy, elegant look we'll see in a moment, as opposed to the chronograph with the white face that I have on the Daytona. But let's unbox this. It is with the code reference 124300, 124300, and it comes in your traditional and typical Rolex packaging. And to be honest, every time you see this box, and when I was opening it up for the first time at the shop, I certainly felt like it was a pretty cool moment. You know what's inside and you know it's going to be exciting. You've got the crown on the top. Let's pop that over to the side where we're greeted by that lovely, very royal green Rolex packaging. Let me open this, pull it out to the side, and let's take a look inside here at the Oyster Perpetual 41mm with that bright blue dial. And what a lovely timepiece it is. The Oyster Perpetual has a huge history with Rolex, effectively merging back in time two different lines from the Rolex model series together. And it's very much the ancestor to pretty much all of the iconic watches we know now, the likes of the GMT, the Daytona, and the Submariner, for example. If I pull this out, though, so we can take a closer look inside the packaging, we'll come back to in just a moment. It is, of course, on the little cushion here, which I'm going to remove from the back of it. But to go through the watch itself for a moment at first, we have, as I said, that bright blue dial. This is the 41mm Oyster Perpetual. They're available in a number of different sizes, but they introduced the largest dial, 41mm, I think back in 2020. It's available with a number of different colors for the face. At the moment, silver, black, blue, and green, or bright blue, I should say, where you have the white gold details all through the face, on the hands, also around the numbers. But having that larger face gives a very elegant look, a very smart appearance. You've got this curved, domed bezel all around the face itself. The sides are very small, but very clean, polished, very smart, with just the single push crown towards the side. The strap itself has the satin finish on the outside of it, very smooth. Again, overall, very lightweight for the type of watch as well. The clasp has a different mechanism, actually, to the Daytona, in the way that it opens up, pops open to reveal the graphics and insignias inside. If I pop it onto my wrist, I always feel like it fits so nicely. I've been trying in different positions, but obviously set the number of links to exactly the same as the Daytona to make a perfect fit. It just looks so elegant. It's such a classy, smart watch. A lovely daily wear watch, for example. That's much of what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing with it, just wearing it often and enjoying it. And the thing with any timepiece like this is that you have to appreciate everything that's gone into them, how special they are, how much history there is, but also I think how lucky you are as a customer really to be able to buy one. And I, like with my cars, intend with any watch that I purchase to wear them. They'll be kept for the very long haul. I mean, who wouldn't these days, hey? Because watches are a much better way to spend your money than putting it in the bank, really, to be honest. But as a watch, you know, it's everything I wanted from a second very smart high-end watch. So let me just pop it safely here for a moment to show you a little bit more through the packaging that we have. Comes with the swing tag. We've got a few extra links and things that we took off obviously when it was being adjusted at the time of purchase. In the upper section of the box, to open this up, you have your both manual and guidebook, as well as your guarantee and service information and everything, all just very nicely presented, even down to the colours that you have on the guidebook as well for the Oyster Perpetual and the Oyster Perpetual Date. You can also have the date varieties of the Oyster Perpetual watch, and it's all just, I don't know, presented in such an amazing way, to be honest. Such a beautiful box to begin with, a traditional box, but a lovely thing overall. So let's dive a little bit more into the whys. Well, I guess I've pretty much answered that, to be honest. I wanted to purchase another Rolex watch to go alongside my Daytona, particularly, to be honest, with the values of Daytonas. I've stopped wearing it anywhere nearly as frequently as I used to, considering I was lucky to purchase it at retail, which back at the time was a little bit over £9,000. I think we all know they're now worth triple, if not quadruple that, and I feel sometimes uncomfortable with such an expensive watch. Obviously, you know, it's a lot of cash, let's say, sitting on your wrist, and that put me off wearing it quite so much. So while I'm certainly keeping it for the long haul, I wanted another watch that I'd feel a bit more comfortable wearing on a more daily basis or when I'm out and about, because I also jump in and out of some of these things without really thinking about what I'm doing, and bang, you smash it, you damage something. That's not what you want in the slightest. So I bought this, as I say, about 2 weeks ago. It's seen a lot of wear already in that time. I'm impressed with how well it's holding up, but I must confess I have already put a small scratch or two on the underside of the clasp, but I think in future, you know, it will go off for a service and all of that can be polished back to former glory. That's certainly the plan with it. I was lucky to purchase it at retail. I bought it from Watches of Switzerland here in London. Big thanks to Shyam and the team there for looking after me with this one. Truly stunning, and super happy with the whole service and experience of purchasing the watch with them, who are also servicing, by the way, my Daytona at the moment. So when that does come back, we'll be able to take a look at it. I think it should be very soon, in fact, and we can take a look at that and hopefully get the two Rolexes together, which will be quite exciting as well. Yeah, not really sure what else I can kind of add to that one. Let's take a slightly closer look at the watch itself to go through some of the more finer details, we can say, about it all. So starting with the face, obviously you have this bright blue dial and it changes color extraordinarily depending which angle you look at it. At a sharper angle, it's more a dark, deep navy blue. When you're looking directly at it, it turns much more into a bright blue, akin to some of the pearlescent paints actually on some of the cars that I have here. You have your minute and hour hands, all with the reflective properties, but also with some nice lines on them that just make them accentuated ever so slightly more, and you have that smooth ticking of the second hand as it moves around that very clean display. You've got the Rolex crown up at the top position. You have the double bars at 3, 6 and 9. You have Rolex Oyster Perpetual written up towards the top, and then the superlative chronometer officially certified down towards the bottom, and the Swiss made with the Rolex crown right at the center behind that Rolex crown that you also have, but almost impossible to see with the naked eye on the dial itself as well. Surrounding that, just seated ever so slightly below, is that polished dome that runs the full rim. And I think that looks super, super smart. It's very, very elegant, as I said, and that fits with the whole shape, to be honest, of the main sections of the watch. As you look at the side, beautifully finished curves, very, very, very smart, linking through to the strap and the various links. Many different adjustments. I had to take out a few to fit my wrist, but I feel it's a very comfortable fit. When it is installed, you don't feel that anything's getting caught or snagged. It's an everyday sports watch, right? It's designed to be easy. It's designed to be a comfortable thing to wear. It's designed to be something that you're just going to pop on your wrist and not feel too much bother from, just to go about your normal daily business. The back itself is domed without anything written on there, no insignias on the back of the watch itself, other than on the end of the strap on the clasp, you have the Rolex engraved crown as well. And it's a different opening mechanism to my Daytona, the way it pops down as opposed to lifting up the cover clasp. But then within here, you also have the ability to move it and change the positions. You have the adjustment for hotter days, and I tend to find myself using that when I'm visiting hot countries, just to loosen it off by a couple of millimeters to give that small minor adjustment. So you always make it fit with that in the tighter position, but outside of that, it just gives us a few little details and small markings on the watch itself within and underneath there. I'm trying to read what they say myself. Rolex Geneva, Swiss made. It's too small and difficult for me to read right now in the lighting in here, but it's a really, really nice thing. You know, I'm very, very happy to have been able to buy this as my second Rolex to keep alongside the Daytona. I think it's a really, really nice timepiece, and one you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of in the videos to come in the future. But yeah, there we have it. We've unboxed my new Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41mm with the bright blue dial, and I could not be happier about this watch.